but I'm sitting literally 2 feet in front of you. If you had an issue with me, direct it towards me.
We got it, crib, body, yeah. Did I ever ask you to take me?
Hey y'all, it's Nate Franklin. I'm back with another video. Make sure you take the time to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah. So y'all, I have not gotten my hair professionally done in 6 months. And I decided, you know what? I want to support black business. I need a good wash for my hair. I want my hair styled. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to go to this girl that I've seen all on Instagram. I know a few people who've gone to her. Her work looks dope. Parts, everything, moisturized, like, look like she could style. Y'all, and this isn't the style that she did. First of all, so I was a walk-in appointment, which I was thankful that she was able to pick me up like today. I texted her and she was like, oh, I can take you at 2, which was cool. I got there, she was on time, I was on time, but I was rushing because I didn't want to be late, didn't want to pay a late fee, so I accidentally left my mask in the car. When she was about to wash my hair, it was like, did you bring your mask? And I was like, oh my God, I forgot. I can run to my car and go get it. She's like, and goes and get a mask. But my thing is, if you provide masks, where are you huffing and puffing? But it's okay. I could have easily went and got one out of my car. No big deal. I understand. She washed my hair. The wash was amazing. She did a really good job on my wash. She starts retwisting my hair. She'll retwist 2 or 3, turn my head in a crazy angle. Retwist 1, 2 or 3, put my head in a weird angle. Just every freaking 30 seconds, I feel like she was putting my head in such a weird angle. Then she would turn around and be like, stop moving your head, stop moving your head, stop moving your head. Now, granted, I was on the phone for a conference call for work, for a training, and I had my phone in my hand. However, it was a conference call. It didn't require me looking at my phone. So occasionally I would look at my phone just to make sure like I didn't hang up the phone. But I wasn't texting. I wasn't reading anything. I just had it in my hand. So when the call was over, I could hang up. I had my AirPod in. So she's constantly moving my head, whatever. So she stops at one point and she goes in front of me, and in the middle of the salon, she's like, really? Really? Do you just have to be on your phone like right now? Of all times, you have to be on your phone? I'm trying to do your hair. You keep moving your head. I can't retwist your hair. Well, granted, you're doing my head like this. The only reason I'm moving my head. I've never had any stylist to complain and say that I was moving my head, I was moving excessively, or nothing. But you're moving my head more than usual. And then you complain that I'm moving my head after you have moved it. Whatever. So she's twisting my hair, fixing my parts, whatever. The salon was kind of small, so like her chair is a salon and barber place, so her chair was like here and another chair was like right here. So the barber was working on somebody and he spun his person around and they bumped into me, which kind of made me move. And I was like, oh my gosh, let me try to be still or whatever. And she was like, gosh, the guy said he was sorry. I was like, the comment wasn't directed to him. It was directed to you. She's like, don't come in my salon with that energy, ma'am. Don't come in my salon with that energy. And I just basically said, I'm reciprocating what's given to me. You came at me with a nasty attitude. You rolling your eyes every 2 minutes. You huffing and puffing. So yes, I'm giving back what's given to me. At this point, this is my first time coming to your salon. First time, my first encounter with you, and your attitude has been negative from the rip. So then she's like, whatever. So I'm like, she's like, she said something to me. She asked me to, I guess, turn my body or something. She was like, is that okay? I was just like, so she's laughing or whatever. My thing is, that should be a yes, no, whatever. I'm just, at this point, I'm trying to make minimal contact or minimal conversation with you because you have a really nasty attitude. So she finishes retwisting my hair, asked me to go sit in the chair while I'm waiting on someone else. So she's had this nasty attitude towards me. She has a new client come, not a new client, but another client come. Her and the client are talking, and she starts whispering, and she's making little comments about me. But I hear you, and I hear exactly what you're saying, and how you're going from loud to whispering, and I'm hearing exactly what you're saying, but it is what it is, or whatever, because apparently to her that's professional, because I really don't care what you have to say about me, but I'm sitting literally 2 feet in front of you. If you had an issue with me, direct it towards me, because best believe anything that I felt towards you, I'm gonna say it towards you. So then she pulls me back in the chair. She's like, you know, show me the style that you want, and I'm gonna show you the style. And I specifically chose something from her page so that it'll be something I know she can do. When I say it looked nothing like the picture, I understand like my hair might be a little thicker, but it looked nothing like the picture. Like, I saw that you were trying to do a little something, but they were 2 big twists, really bulky. They looked nice from the front, but from the side it was extremely bulky. It was just like, it wasn't what I asked for. Then on top of that, I wanted like 2 snakes going, and she did like 2 snakes and made them go like in an S basically. And then at the ends she put lock petals, which looked really stupid because the lock petals weren't even like full petals. They was like really small. So it just was like random. Now granted, her retwist, wash, bomb. I would not take that from her, but that style was trash. It was awful. And I mean, like, everybody's entitled to feel how they feel, but for me and what I was going for, I didn't like it. And then granted, her attitude was awful the whole time, y'all. I put my AirPods in. She was making comments constantly. Sorry, y'all. Her attitude was as I put my AirPods in, so I didn't have to hear her. Trying to think, y'all. She told me for the lock detox, wash, and style was gonna be $150. It's time for me to pay. She says $165. The style that you did wasn't even worth a $15 upcharge, like, at all. So I was like, you know what? Because I was really pissed at this point. I was like, you know what? I'm going to pay, and I'm just going to call my bank, or I'm going to call the owner and just deal with it later. So I ended up leaving, and she used to work at this really popular shop or whatever, that's really known for they do really good hair, but they do really good locks. Expensive, but it's worth it. And that's how I knew about her. So I was like, you know what? It's 6 o'clock on a Tuesday. Let's just pray that somebody's gonna take me and put a style in my head, because I can't walk around like this. I don't feel confident. I feel it. I just hated it. Like, I didn't like the style. I didn't like any part of it at all. So I walked in, the style, it's just not me. Is there any way that somebody can fix it for me? So I told her who it was. She said, oh my gosh, she's had this problem before, especially with her attitude or whatever, and that's why she's no longer employed here. So I'm like, oh, so you just going off on everybody. Like, this is the thing. You just have a bad attitude. Then I look at her reviews on StyleSeat, and I'm like, you have good reviews, but you also have some 1 stars, and people are saying like you have a bad attitude. You did a style for them that they did not like, and then when it was time for you to redo it, you complained. Oh, and then like when she was doing my hair, she was like, I think she was gonna take it down and redo it. She was like, so I guess I just wasted my time. So I'm just kind of like, you just have a really nasty attitude. But anywho, so I went to the salon she used to work at, and I was just like, you know, just do some barrels and put it in a bun. And I think the your girl did a really good job. Especially like when I say she did it in like 15 minutes. And there's barrels in the back. I'm gonna turn around so y'all can see. So yeah, it might not be the worst salon story ever, but I've literally never had like a bad experience like this. I've had stylists that say they can do something and they can't. But I showed you a picture of your work and you weren't able to duplicate that. It looked nothing like what I showed you. If you could have told me, oh, your hair is too thick, I don't think that that's a style that we could do. You was just like, let's do it and then let's charge $15 more. So now I promise you I would never recommend anybody to go to her. She will never get a dime from me. I'm definitely leaving a bad review. Not to be like, oh, I'm bashing her, but just because I had a horrible experience, I wouldn't recommend a roach to go to this lady's salon. And yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about the style that she did for me. Do you think I'm tripping? And y'all, I can't say her name, but I hope y'all, if you're in Atlanta, you do not go to this girl.